Imagine this. Germany, 1945. The war is over. The Reich lies in ruins. And yet, somewhere amid the chaos, a single question echoes through the silence. Where did the Nazi gold go? For years, Hitler's regime systematically looted Europe, emptying national banks, seizing priceless art, and melting down the personal belongings of millions. But when the Third Reich finally collapsed, a vast fortune simply vanished into thin air. Where did it end up? Today, we're peeling back the layers of one of history's greatest and most chilling mysteries. From 1939 onwards, the Nazis orchestrated one of the largest, most brutal thefts in human history. The Reichsbank, Germany's central bank, became the dark heart of this massive operation. Gold plundered from occupied nations Poland, Belgium, France, the Netherlands was brought to Germany, melted down, and recast into anonymous bars. These bars were then stored deep within the Reich's heavily fortified vaults, erasing their origins. Historians estimate that more than 550 tons of gold passed through Nazi hands. But not all of it came from state reserves. A significant portion of it belonged to the victims of the Holocaust. Their wedding rings, their jewelry, their gold teeth, their cherished family heirlooms, all of it was callously stolen and reduced to cold, impersonal bars, often stamped with false markings to hide their tragic origins. This was a treasure built on immeasurable human tragedy. As Allied troops closed in on Berlin from all sides, the Nazi regime made a series of desperate moves to hide its ill-gotten wealth. A heavily guarded convoy left the Reichsbank under the command of Lieutenant Albert Toms, carrying not just tons of gold, but also foreign currency and highly sensitive secret files. Their mission was simple and absolute: make the treasure disappear before it could be captured. Some of this treasure reached a salt mine near the town of Merkers, where American soldiers would soon make a truly stunning discovery. But even after this official recovery, something didn't quite add up. Several dozen tons of gold were still missing from the official records. In April 1945, troops of the U.S. Third Army stormed the Merkers salt mine in Thuringia. What they found deep underground seemed almost unreal. Endless rows of crates stacked with gleaming gold bars, piles of foreign currency from across Europe, priceless artworks, and top-secret Nazi records. Iconic photographs from that time show American soldiers standing among piles of glittering bullion, much of it stamped with the swastika. The hoard was valued at more than $500 million, an absolutely staggering sum for the time. But official reports soon confirmed a troubling fact: a significant part of the treasure had been secretly moved out of the mine shortly before the Americans arrived. This raised a critical question: who took it? And more importantly, why? Almost immediately, rumors began to spread of a legendary Nazi gold train lost somewhere in the Sudeten Mountains. Eyewitnesses claimed that in the war's final chaotic days, a heavily armored convoy left the city of Breslau heading south, and was never seen again. Fast forward to 2015. When two amateur treasure hunters claimed to have found the train using ground-penetrating radar. The news sparked a global media frenzy, and the Polish government launched a full-scale investigation. But despite extensive digging and analysis, no train was ever uncovered. The mystery only deepened. Some historians believe the train was sealed inside a hidden tunnel by its guards, or perhaps even destroyed to prevent its capture. Others think the entire story is a myth, a piece of folklore born from the chaos of war. What remains certain, however, is that large quantities of gold officially recorded by the Reichsbank were never recovered. After the war, the Allies formed the Tripartite Gold Commission, an organization specifically tasked with tracking down and returning the stolen gold to its rightful owners. For years, the commission successfully retrieved tons of bullion from various hiding places, but alongside its official efforts, whispers of corruption, intense secrecy, and selective accounting began to circulate. Some researchers suggest that portions of the missing Nazi gold were quietly absorbed into the post-war economies of various nations, secretly helping to fund their reconstruction. Others point fingers at banks in neutral countries like Switzerland, Spain, and Argentina, which allegedly handled Nazi assets during and after the war, and even helped fund the infamous Ratland's escape routes for high-ranking Nazi officials. If this is true, the gold didn't just vanish. It simply changed hands, laundered into the global financial system. In the 1990s, newly declassified files revealed a shocking truth. Swiss banks had received tons of Nazi gold during the war. This gold was used as currency to buy crucial war materials, oil and weapons through a network of intermediaries, effectively fueling the Nazi war machine. A U.S. Senate report went even further, accusing several prominent banks of knowingly laundering gold taken directly from Holocaust victims. Even the Vatican Bank appeared in some investigations, with allegations that it acted as a secret conduit for certain Reich funds. Yet, as has so often been the case with this story, full, undeniable proof remained tantalizingly out of reach, buried behind thick walls of bureaucracy, corporate silence, and the simple passage of time. The hunt for the gold wasn't just confined to bank vaults and government archives. In 1997, divers explored the dark, cold waters of Lake Toplitz in Austria, a site once controlled by Nazi officers conducting secret experiments. Inside a sunken aircraft, they found metal boxes filled with counterfeit British currency and classified documents, part of a failed plan to destabilize the Allied economy. But the real prize, the gold, was nowhere to be found. Rumors persist to this day that the real treasure lies deeper in the lake, hidden in the silt. The Austrian government now forbids private dives in the lake, adding another layer of mystery to the legend. Still, every few years, someone returns, hoping to find a fortune that may or may not even exist. So, what are we left with? Lost gold, destroyed documents, a web of international intrigue, and a silence that has lasted for generations. Perhaps the true enduring value of the Nazi gold lies not in what was physically lost, but in what its story reveals. The bottomless greed of a fallen empire and the long dark shadows it left behind on the world. Gold may fade and fortunes may disappear, but history never stays buried forever. If you love diving into real mysteries that shaped our world, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Join us as we continue to explore history's most fascinating hidden stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.